District allocations will vary depending on the needs of their constituents. He assured, though, that allocations are all in line with the direction of the President. Nevertheless, both Salceda and Atienza respect observations like Cayetano's and look forward to the bicameral conference committee hearing where such concerns can be clarified. For News 5, Ria Fernandez, We Are One News.
PNP Chief Debold Sina says he will put in place standards for all police personnel to stay fit and healthy. The top cop has imposed a mandatory 4-minute exercise in Camp Crame. Sina says the routine will be done twice daily to the tune of his favorite animated series, Voltes 5. He led the 4-minute exercise back when he was still the NCRPO chief. The workout, which includes moves in sitting and standing positions, was criticized by some as ineffective.
Gaano ko effective, di ba? Okay? It's very effective. Alam niyo, bago ako nag-chief PNP, ang nawala po sa akin ay 35 pounds or 17 kilos. Di ba? Ngayon, nadagdagan ng 6 na pounds, so 41 na po. Di ba? So, tuloy-tuloy na po ito.
The PNP says it will also keep Christmas festivities simple this year, despite the Sina says almost 8 billion pesos in cash gifts have been allotted to more than 200,000 police nationwide.
At siguro ang gagawin namin, we'll do the traditional lighting ng Christmas tree at saka gift giving na ibigay na lang diretso at saka yung raffles. Wala na pong pagtitipon.
Establishments are seeing a decline in sales this Christmas season due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The Trade Department is assuring the public that prices of Noche Buena nonetheless will not increase. Shaila Francisco has the details.
It's usually around this time when LV starts buying pasta for her family's Christmas celebration. But this year, she decided to wait for a few more weeks before purchasing any Noche Buena items.
Hindi pa. Kumbaga, wala pang kumbaga yung pera, hindi naman sapat yung kinikita mo. So, yun lang kung ano lang yung priority ngayon. Bibili naman pero hindi yung kagaya dati na marami or hindi na kagaya dati.
Compared to the previous years, business owners observe fewer shoppers this holiday season. This comes as the COVID-19 pandemic left some consumers with limited holiday budget or none at all. Retailers are now banking on cheaper Noche Buena items to drive demand in the next few weeks. The Trade Department reminds the public that manufacturers have decided to put off price hike. The price of fruit cocktails, for one, has been decreased to at least 50 pesos. But some supermarkets are selling Noche Buena products for prices higher than the suggested retail price. Owners explain that it may be difficult to comply with the SRP for some items due to various reasons.
There were other retailers who decided to take off items which na hindi swak dun sa list of SRPs na binigay ng DTI. Mataas ang kuha nila or masyadong maliit ang margins na binibigay ng manufacturers.
Under existing laws, retailers can only increase the SRP of any product up to 10%. The DTI says it will ask violators to explain the reason behind their higher price tags.
Kung naka-increase na sila ng presyo, it will take a little bit of time para ma-i-adjust nila yung system. Yung kanilang computer system, and then syempre the physical tag.
For now, the agency is advising consumers to buy promo packs, which can help them save some 20 to 70 pesos. Supermarkets are also expected to come up with their own promos at reasonable price. Shaila Francisco, We Are One News.
And these are the other big stories today. The Office of the Vice President has released copies of its correspondence with the Education Department regarding its Community Learning Hub. DepEd has denied coordinating with Vice President Leni Robredo's office over the proposal to put up such learning hubs. While there was no formal approval from DepEd, the letter dated September 4 showed the Office of the Vice President making further recommendations based on the DepEd's response. Robredo led the opening of the OVP Community Learning Hub in Pasig last month, which seeks to cater to students who have no access to online learning tools. Nearly 6 million Filipinos have completed the first step of their registration for the National ID. The initial step includes the house-to-house collection of demographic information of low-income households in 32 priority provinces. The Philippine Statistics Authority is targeting 9 million registrants by the end of the year. The agency will move forward in capturing biometric information once the systems are in place. The U.S. Embassy has turned over unmanned aerial vehicles worth 700 million pesos to the Philippine Navy. The donation will boost the country's maritime domain awareness in the South China Sea. Officials say the Scan Eagle aerial system can expand by more than 5 times the coverage of the Navy's internal security operations and territorial defense. Let's pause for another quick break. When we come back, the DPWH has bared its plans to avoid a repeat of the massive flooding in Cagayan and nearby provinces. And female artists dominate this year's Grammy nominations. More of that when we return. Good evening, I'm Robbie Alampay. You're still watching The Big Story. Motorists passing through NLEX will have to pay for higher toll fees starting Wednesday. Toll operators say they are now ready to implement full cashless transactions. Gerard de la Peña with the details.
The NLEX Corporation has hiked toll fees for motorists following the completion of the Harbor Link project last June. The 7 billion peso project is an elevated expressway that spans 2.6 kilometers and connects the NLEX to the port area in Manila. For those passing through the open system, which covers Balintawak to Marilao, Class 1 vehicles or regular cars and SUVs will pay an additional 4 pesos. It's an additional 10 peso fee for buses and small trucks or Class 2 vehicles. Class 3 vehicles, meanwhile, would have to shell out 11 pesos more. As for the closed system, which starts from Bukawi to Santa Ines Interchange and to the SCTEX, motorists will be charged 6 centavos per kilometer. Vehicles going end-to-end travel, which is from Metro Manila to Mabalacat, would have to pay 9, 20 or 25 pesos depending on class. The TRB noted that if it weren't for the pandemic, fee adjustments would have been implemented much earlier.
You translate that into a toll, yun yung idadagdag. Plus, merong mga past petitions sila kasama rin doon sa consideration.
Meanwhile, toll operators say they are ready to implement full cashless transactions starting December, as ordered by the Transportation Department. As of November 24, the Metro Pacific Tollways Corporation says around 1.5 million car owners have claimed their EasyTrip RFID stickers. San Miguel Tollways, meanwhile, have already installed 1.7 million AutoSweep RFIDs. Motorists are rushing to beat the December 1 deadline.
Yung walk-in kasi yung pila sobrang haba. Etong may appointment, mas okay naman siya.
Buti na lang may nakuha pa kaming malapit na na slot. Pero ngayon yata po punuan na din.
The DOTR clarifies that the deadline is for toll operators only. Motorists who still haven't claimed their stickers won't be apprehended until after January 11.
Even after January 11, tuloy-tuloy pa rin po yung pagkabit ng RFID stickers as committed by our toll operators. Kung kaya't this will cater dun sa madalang nga pong gumamit ng expressway at pati na rin po yung mga bagong sasakyan.
For now, the NLEX Corporation has dedicated drive-through lanes for RFID sticker installation. Operators will also set up tents in toll plazas to accommodate more motorists for the sticker installation. For News 5, Gerard De La Peña, we are One News.
The DPWH has presented its plan to address flooding problems in typhoon-hit Cagayan. Some senators believe that the recent flooding was primarily caused by poor dam management. Mian Los Baños with the details.
In this video shown by Cagayan Governor Manuel Mamba, it can be seen that Cagayan River rose from its average 4 meters to more than 13 meters during the onslaught of Typhoon Ulysses. The water almost reached the flooring of the Buntun Bridge, which spans the Cagayan River. Mamba said the last time the water rose to this level was in 1975 or 45 years ago.
Pag tumaas pa ho yan, talagang problema na ho namin. No? Baka pati yung bridge ay matatangay. So this is the city of Tuguegarao. They have 49 barangays. Ang lubog po dyan is 41 barangays.
In today's Senate hearing, the DPWH discussed the long-term plans to resolve the flood problem. For Cagayan in particular, the agency plans to construct 6 dams. 2 of these will have flood control capacity, while the remaining 4 will be multi-purpose dams to serve as sources of power supply. For its part, the provincial government of Cagayan has formed a task force with the DENR to address the perennial problem. Among the options is the siltation of the Cagayan River.
Everybody in this part of the country, in this part of the world, ay interesado na rin po sa aming sand na sobra-sobra para sa amin. That is why marami na rin pong nagsasabi that they will dredge our Cagayan River for free.
The DPWH also discussed with the senators its overall flood management plan, which includes the construction of flood walls in the Pasig-Marikina River Basin and also the building of Marikina Multipurpose Dam. Those 2 projects will be completed in 3 to 5 years.
Flooded area will be around 79 square kilometers and 1,000 or 2,291 people will be affected. But with the project in place, significantly, makita po natin as a result of the computer simulation, hydraulic analysis, that the flood area will be reduced into 5.6 kilometers.
Senator Amy Marcos meanwhile wants concerned agencies to check on the Magat and Angat dams, especially because these have not undergone repairs in the past years. That on top of the National Irrigation Administration consistently receiving a small budget.
Ang ini-irrigate niyan puro Isabela, pero nung bumagyo, ang tinamaan Cagayan. Ba't naman ganun? Kaya I think it's very important we go back to those dams.
For his part, Senator Mig Subiri called out the supposed loopholes in Magat Dam management. Pag-asa insists that they gave proper and complete information to NIA regarding the amount of rainfall that was expected since November 9. NIA meanwhile defended its call to open the dam gates, saying affected LGUs have been warned.
Hindi po namin sinasabi na hindi kami nakakontribute doon sa pagbaha ng Cagayan, but it was the water that was released at Magat Dam was not in any way a major cause of flooding in Cagayan.
To prevent similar incidents, Senator Kiko Pangilinan called for the crafting of an integrated water resource management and planning council. Reporting for News 5, Mian Los Baños, we are One News.
Heads up Beyonce fans, the Love on Top singer led the nominations for the 2021 Grammy Awards. Beyonce received 9 nominations, including Record and Song of the Year for Black Parade. She now has 79 Grammy nods in total. That makes her the most nominated female artist of all time. Fresh off winning the American Music Awards, Taylor Swift and Dua Lipa followed with 6 nominations each. The Weeknd, meanwhile, accused the Recording Academy of corruption after getting 0 nominations. He led the recent AMA and Video Music Awards while his album After Hours topped the charts. He is also the headline performer for next year's Super Bowl halftime show. U.S. President-elect Joe Biden is veering away from his predecessor's America First policy as he begins his transition to the White House. Biden has started building his national security team, starting off with Anthony Blinken as his Secretary of State and Linda Thomas-Greenfield as the U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations. Also joining the team are Jake Sullivan, who was picked as National Security Advisor, and Alejandro Mayorkas, who will serve as Homeland Security Secretary. Biden also chose Avril Hain, the first woman to lead the National Intelligence Office. Biden is looking to strengthen the United States alliances in the Asia-Pacific region after 4 turbulent years under outgoing President Donald Trump. And that wraps up today's big story. Catch us again tomorrow at 8 p.m. on Signal Channels 8 and 250. Please like our Facebook page, One News. For more in-depth analysis, you can visit our webpage, onenews.ph. I'm Robbie Alampay. We are One News. Good evening.